Okay. Hello, Seaway.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Cool.
So we're here at Rock City in Nottingham, and you're on tour, which is nice. Why did you decide to do some more shows? What was the motive behind that? Is there kind of new stuff coming? Because it's been a while since a big release, really.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind it?
Yeah, it was more we haven't been around in a while, and we wanted to keep it up, and we've never headlined over here, so we decided, hey, let's do a headline tour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's our first record cycle is kind of coming to a close, so we're just kind of finishing it off. And yeah, like he said, we've never done the headline over here, so it's a pretty good way to end off the cycle.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's you say it's the first headline tour you've done here? Do you think that's a good way to kind of get new UK fans, or do you think they already kind of know about you, but this is a great opportunity for them to catch you? So maybe if you don't come here enough, then this is a good time for them to kind of like, oh, Seaway are in town. Or do you think maybe this is a good way to kind of attract new fans? Did you kind of understand the question?
I don't think it's as much for the new fans, because we kind of have done a few support tours, and that's more for like building new fans. This one's more for kids that know us and have seen us play a half an hour set and want to see us play longer. So that's kind of the idea for headlining, I guess. But I mean, always stoked when new people come out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely mostly that. I'd say a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's like Waster and the Gospel Youth to bring out kids that maybe wouldn't necessarily be coming. And the idea is that they would leave and like us and come back next time, hopefully. But yeah, for the most part, it's been kids being like, yeah, I came because every time I've seen you, you've played for either 25 or 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And this time we can actually play a full set and do something cooler for them. So yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but your last album was late 2015. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess it's not too long ago, but soon it'll be like that was 2 years ago. So is then kind of new stuff coming, and how far in are you, if there is,
Yeah, we started working on some new songs, started demoing. After this tour, we're going to get back to writing, more demoing, and we're going to record, I guess in a few months.
Yeah,
in the spring. Yeah, and then no set release date, but yeah, new records
It'll
coming.
be probably sometime in the fall. We're not sure when, but yeah.
What's the writing process like with you guys? Because I chat to a few bands, and it seems to be quite different. The writing process behind new songs and new albums and EPs and whatever. So start from scratch. What is it? What is the making of a track for you?
Usually, like I might start with just like a guitar riff, and then either bring it to everyone at once, or bring it to him, and we'll build on it. Or he might start with like a riff or something, and we'll kind of go from there. And then, I don't know, sometimes lyrics will come first, but like for the most part it's kind of like guitars, take it to full band, we write lyrics and melodies last. This time, like I said, we've been in the studio demoing, we've been writing a lot in the studio, which is cool when everybody's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's been a little different this time because we're far more prepared, or we're starting a lot earlier. So there's a lot less pressure, but also we can just kind of we've done like some jams in my basement or like in the studio where we work on it and then we come back to it a few weeks later and change it up a bit. But I'd say it always starts with one of you two with a riff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually start it with like a riff and then try to get like a chorus melody or lyrics first and then just work around that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what we've been lucky on this one to have lots of studio time. Actually, did you just say this? Because I was not listening to you. But like,
yeah.
Is that what you said?
Pretty much to a T.
So yeah, we've had lots of chances to work on songs. It's just been like That's it. It's cool when you have just like a chorus, and then you have all this time in the studio where we can just brainstorm together and jam together. Because in the past we haven't had that luxury. So as Ken probably just said,
Even on like the last tour we did in the States, because we were like supporting a big band, we had like nice green rooms, and usually like every once in a while I'd bring up the acoustic guitars and start working on a part. Usually it would just end with us not doing anything productive and kind of just wasting our time with a joke or something like that. But I think we came up with one or two ideas that actually became a song. But yeah.
It's a lot harder to write on the road, definitely, but kind of have to do it now because, and we had to do it for our last record too because you only have so much time at home and you got to get everything done.
So what's it like when you're writing something, and do you kind of have this feeling of, oh, this is going to be great live, or oh, this is going to sound great on the record? Maybe compare the two. So do you kind of write songs to play them live, or do you write songs to play in the studio? Do you have a preference maybe?
We've kind of fallen into both categories. Like there's a couple songs that we don't really ever play live that were definitely just for the studio, I guess. We try and write everything so that we could hopefully play it all live, but like a couple of times we've added things here and there and we're just like, ooh, that's gonna be kind of rough live.
Yeah, like some of our songs have a lot of production.
Yeah.
Where it's like if we wanted to use that, we would have to have like tracks or something, which I don't think we really want to do yet.
Sure.
But
I mean, there's some melodies that were just like Patrick and I are definitely not comfortable with hitting live, so they've kind of turned into like just record songs, not really live songs. But I mean, I wish we could play them.
I think we're focusing on this next record to be able to play it all. Like, I mean, we can still play those other songs. It's just like not as fun. But I think this one will be maybe a little bit more stripped down production wise.
And a final question that I tend to ask to most musical acts that I interview, and we'll go down the line. One musician that is the absolute pinnacle of everything for you. So as a musician, as a person, maybe just an all-rounder. One person. Is there someone that wants to answer this first? Because I know it can be quite a difficult question.
Think for a second.
Santana.
Have we got one?
Santana, he can just
You could just jump on any track you
jump
want.
on
and
any
just play
track
it.
and literally
Michelle
crush it.
Branch, Nickelback.
Matchbox 20.
That's a tough one.
This is gonna be like the most like. It's gonna sound like exactly what probably a lot of people in this genre would say, but for me, probably Mark Hoppus, because he can write a banger, and he is probably the only member of Blink who I feel is like grounded, and I could have like a real conversation with. Whereas like, I don't know. He's a great bassist. He's a great guy. Maybe one day I'll meet him. Probably not. He'd probably hate me. I'd probably meet him drunk one day at some festival and piss him off, and he'll blacklist me forever and be like, that guy sucked. So yeah, Mark Hoppus, if you ever hear this, I'm coming for you.
Have you got any more?
It's hard for me to like pick a single person but
Two people.
two people. The one that keeps like popping into my mind is like the Ramones. Maybe, I guess, okay, so two we'll do. Well, no, like all of the Ramones, because that's like what we all kind of started listening to the same music around the same time. But when we were kids, and like I remember my dad showing me like AC/DC and all the classic rock stuff, that kind of like came first. Mm-hmm. Obviously there was like Blink-182 and all the mainstream pop punk, but I hadn't really like heard real punk. And then like the Ramones was the first band that I heard that was like, well, I guess they ended up being pop punk, which is kind of cool. So that's like the grassroots of everything for me. So Yeah.
One left then.
Oh shit.
Eddie Lee.
I don't know. I like Weezer. I guess is a big band for me. I really respect the evolution of that band from like being like just stripped down punk rock to like a lot of the popular stuff they do now. I really respect the evolution of that band. So I think that's definitely one that sticks with me.
Well, listen, it's been lovely to chat to you all. Have a lovely show, and yeah, I hope we can chat again sometime.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.